It's Lucifer here, another episode of the Strait Dope. Let you know what's up with what's going down. It's a little bit after noon here. Just got finished with lunch. And so anyway, I'll give you a quick couple news stories here before we get rolling. 5,000 Mexican troops headed into the city of Juarez for security. You know, narco, terror, violence all over the countryside. In the U.S., we've rounded up a whole bunch of narco, drug dealing guys, shipping them off for prosecution. Man, this instability and violence and intrigue and betrayal and corruption and just super sleazy. Man, you know, it's like failed state coming soon. Watch for it. Alright, next story. CEO of Microsoft, perhaps Steve Ballmer, get your goddamn checkbook out. Conficker, dead or alive, $250,000. I have it right here in this USB drive. Yeah, baby. It's in a specimen jar. So just make that check out to Lucifer. And you can mail it to 666 Mephistopheles Way, Oakland. Yeah. Alright, now fucking around. Here's the news here. So, a lot of talk about, you know, the one world government and the Illuminati and, you know, New World Order and Federal Reserve and the Council of Foreign Relations. It's a big new Brzezinski and John Kerry and Joe Biden, and you know, it gets real confusing. And I just like to just kind of lay it all out for everybody. Just take a little step back from the immediate events and just try to figure out where we are now. You know what I mean? So right now, let's just focus today, this episode, on who really runs the world. Okay? Who really runs the world? So as you may know right now, we're moving towards a one-world state run by corporations, right? Now, if you live in a country where you buy hamburgers from a giant mouse or a clown, like through a drive-through window, your life probably isn't going to change very much because your life's probably already dominated by corporations. If you live in one of them backwards countries, you know, good news, everybody's getting new computer monitors. Now, what does that mean exactly in the bigger scheme of things? Well, it means like maybe, for example, you have the UN representative of Denmark, right? And the representative of Taco Bell sitting next to him there at the UN, right? And Taco Bell, they put dog meat in their tacos, man. You know, on the par with the guy from Denmark. And equal decision making, right? I find that a little bit unnerving, but you know, whatever. It's not my planet. Okay, so I'm going to tell you who runs the world here. Let's start out this pyramid structure. As you may know, there's a little eye symbol, like you see in the dollar bill. I'm just going to lay it all out for you, you know. It'll make sense when I'm done. So at the bottom rung, you have the schmucks. S-C-H-M-U-C-K-S. Schmucks are the people who hold the little signs that say hope and change, and they get little rocks and throw them at Israeli soldiers, right? Or they get their house bulldozed over by the Chinese because they're putting in a new Olympic swimming pool. You know what I mean? Those are the schmucks, right? If you work for a living and get a paycheck and use money to buy things, you're a schmuck, right? Now, schmucks are policed and controlled and subject to the government. This is local government like police and mall cops to like national, international governments like, you know, the NATO and the Army and that kind of stuff. So, governments police the schmucks. So far, this is not that controversial. Everybody understands that. Now, the governments are actually controlled by multinational corporations. Pretty much every government is. And if you don't believe me, think about it. How the hell does a government control its schmucks? With violence. And how do you get violence? You need army tanks and helicopters and machine guns. You need an industrial base. And if you're gonna have an industrial base, at some point you're gonna be dealing with the corporations. Because, you know, they're the guys with all the parts. Or you can just take a shortcut, cut some deal with the, IMF or World Bank and go straight to Raytheon or General Dynamics or Lockheed Martin. They'll set you up with, outfit you with a couple of choppers and maybe throw in some free missiles if you let them have your water resources. Them are the corporations. They run the governments, right? Now, corporations ain't actually running the whole deal either because they're completely controlled by the banks. Notice. Read a headline or two from recently. There's a banking crisis going on. They are not able to lend to the corporations, and soon the society is going to break down because schmucks are sticking it to the government. Now, keep hearing about this freezing the lending, right? Timothy Geithner is external forehead veins on the Neil Air saying we're going to freeze up lending, right? You know. Actually, it's more like we're gonna freeze up lending or unfreeze lending. All right, well, Timothy, what's the problem with lending? You know, the banks have all this fucking money. Well, Lucifer, the deal with the lending is that the private investors aren't giving the banks the money. Who are these private investors? They're the guys who own the banks. Now, they're kind of glossed over in passing mention on a somewhat fair and balanced TV news program. So, who are they? A lot of theories on this. Is it the Rothschilds? Is it the Rockefellers? Is it the Jews? Is it Saudi Arabia? Royal family? No. It's a race of subterranean gnomes. Gnomes. Little troll-like creatures who've been hoarding gold in Switzerland for thousands and thousands of years. They all own controlling shares in all the major banks in the world. You see. So the banks don't do anything unless the gnomes don't. Now the gnomes, you know, they got everybody by the balls, but they ain't the guys that are calling the ultimate shots. That's done by the lizard people. A-R-D. Reptiles, baby, reptiles. Subterranean lizard people. Their ultimate goal is to bring the temperature of the Earth up enough so it's back like it was in the dinosaur days. They're from planet Draco. I think it's in the Sirius star system. I think they have human hybrid experiments. And it's out there on the internet. Look it up. Now the lizards, you know, are not the ultimate authority in the universe. They're controlled by all-seeing eye, which is actually some sort of plasma gaseous purple octopus at the center of the galaxy. Right? It doesn't really matter because you're on the schmuck level and you got all this kind of in your way before you get to the purple eye. So, I know that's a lot to chew on for now, but that's who really runs the world. The next episode is going to be about what is sovereignty in the history of the nation state. Yeah. Alright, this is Lucifer. Let me have another round of lunch here. Over and out, baby.